Yo, what is good, everybody? It's your boy Golden Falls Golden. What if, whatever you want to call me, and I am back with part 4 of What If Deku Had a Wolf Quirk. Quickly, I want to do some normal channel stuff where I have to say some things. Remember, merch is coming very soon. I think I'm gonna move it up to like December 12th, or move it back to like December 12th. Because I've gotten some people telling me like, oh, like that's too long. So I was like, yeah, we'll do December 12th. I'll probably be releasing the merch. Keep that in mind. Also, no double upload today. I know I talked about it. If y'all watch my videos, I talked about a double upload. I'm not able to get it out. So just a normal upload, like normal. And also, last thing before we start the what if, I'm making a brand new series, but I want to know if y'all want it to be a series, like with parts, like with 2-3 parts, whatever, or just a movie, because I haven't made a movie in a while. So let me know down below if what y'all want to see. You want to see the movie, you want to see a normal series after I finish maybe Wolf Quirk, or after I finish Martial Arts Deku, or whatever. So it's up to y'all, because I know some of y'all really like the series, like having like parts come out and not just like waiting a long time for one movie. So at the end of the day, it's up to y'all. So just let me know in the comment section below. Okay, and I'll be releasing the art and stuff like that for that what if, and I'll be releasing it like what it's called very soon. Okay, so keep that in mind. Okay, that's it. Sorry for the long intro, but let's just get right into the what if now. Let's get it. Class 1A then got permission to go on a week-long trip to run their own agency. They basically had no guarantee that there would be villains, and there was no guarantee that they would be safe. Before they left, Aizawa told the class that they would be guided to the agency that they would be running, and they needed to work it out themselves. Based on reviews of people that live there and other heroes that were monitoring without being seen, they will know if they passed the test. What the class didn't know was what they were going to miss in Japan. All they knew was that this was a way to prove they were ready to be heroes. And rumor has it that if they were able to basically have success, they would be given their provisional hero license. So the class was sent off to a seemingly remote island. When they arrived, everyone gathered, and everyone entered the agency. And a secretary greeted them, saying that she would help with phone calls and greeting people into the agency. But that is about it, and they had to come up with a plan of their own. So they did just that. Momo, who is now the class president, began giving jobs to the class. Her job with Kaminari was a pseudo support team, and other people like Mina and people with nice friendly voices would answer phone calls. The rest were going to be broken off into pairs of 2, and they would be placed in certain areas of the island to help citizens and other people who truly needed it. Luna and Izuku were paired up, and they were sent to a campground on the island where there were the only mountains on the island were at. They both headed over, and they saw many tents and other RV-like vehicles. When they arrived, they were greeted by the locals, and they asked if they were a couple coming out basically to camp, in which both of them, being very embarrassed, responded that they were heroes of the agency for the next week or so, and they were sent out here. Oh wow, I assume both of you have some sort of wolf quirk, right? Yeah, actually we do, but don't worry about us. We won't be breathing down your necks or anything like that. We are just here to make sure everything is safe and sound. The man's wife actually walks out hearing this and tells them that she is so glad to hear that they are there, because she had heard of legend of the killer coyote that roams the island this time of year. Her husband cuts her off though, saying that is just a legend, and they have nothing to worry about. Don't worry. Even if this is true, me and Luna are here to protect you. They both nod, and then they go about their business. Luna eventually decides that she is going to basically head into the central plaza and get 2 tents and other camping supplies and like first aid and stuff like that. That will basically allow them both to just stay there overnight and maybe for a couple days if need be. Izuku then thinks that's a fantastic idea. So while waiting for her to return, he walks around the camp, talking to people and just getting the lay of the land. Some time passes and finally the sun begins to set, but this wasn't good. But Izuku did not know this. The moon began to rise and a howl could be heard from deep in the mountains. Izuku told the people to share space with the others in the RVs and hide there until further notice. They listen all of them hide, and a giant coyote appears. So the legend was real. But you aren't just a coyote, am I right? The coyote begins changing and turns into a 18-year-old man. Yeah, you are right. But when I smelled your scent, I just knew I had to come see for myself who you were. Oh, why is that? Because your blood will make me so much stronger. The man transforms into his coyote form, and in response, Izuku transforms as well. Izuku doesn't go into his alpha state and hope to conserve energy, but he quickly realized that he was being overpowered. As a response to his need of power, he begins to grow. His eyes glow red, and once again his voice goes deep. He stares daggers into the coyote, but the coyote does not budge an inch. Their fight continues, and Izuku obviously has the advantage, and begins to beat on the coyote, but obviously doesn't go into a further state, knowing that this should be enough. As this happens though, the people who were told to hide decide to try to help Izuku, and bring out makeshift torches and stuff like that. But as the coyote sees this, he gets an amazing plan, and transforms back into his human state. Help! Oh, please help me! Izuku, still in his alpha form, is confused, and gets burned by the people that are there. He quickly detransforms, showing that he is the person who was looking over the camp initially. You people are real idiots. Now I get to have all of your blood. The man transforms and attacks at a civilian, but Izuku, just in time, transforms as well and takes the bite on the shoulder. Move out of the way, please. Izuku struggles to say this while losing blood. The people are shocked that even after their mistake, he saved them. They all burn the coyote until another howl is heard. Luna is now back, and she is in her lunar form. And not only that, it is basically peak moon. So her power is even stronger than it would have been in the sports festival. She stands by Izuku, and he stands up with her, with the citizens by their side. She traps him in his own fear, and Izuku knocks out the coyote with his brute strength. Out of exhaustion, Izuku transforms back into his normal state, and luckily Luna got first aid, but she also informed the agency that Izuku got hurt. But what they didn't know was a boy was in the background videotaping the whole thing. Izuku got patched up, and then some medical attention was brought to the camp. The campers pleaded for forgiveness, and Izuku tells them that all that matters is their safety, and that he gets how his form can make people scared. The boy that nobody knew was actually recording, and they still didn't know, began talking. But that's not fair. You saved all of us with your girlfriend, and you would have been able to do it alone if we didn't try to step in. I promise that I will always make sure not to judge someone based on what they look like, only on the way their heart is. Izuku smiles, and the campers are shocked at the words from a kid, that he wasn't even maybe 10 years of age, and he was, well, a lot more rational than they were. They all bow and agree with the statement, and Izuku thanks them all. Some more days pass, and nothing too eventful happens. Some minor villains here and there show up, but I mean, minor villains are easy to handle. About 2 days before they were allowed to leave and be evaluated, a call then rang in from Aizawa. He told Momo to tell the others that a large-scale raid was going to happen soon, so they would be staying there for at least 2 extra days. She thanks him and tells the rest of the class what is occurring. Most of the students were pretty happy because frankly it's a breath of fresh air from normal school, but Izuku reminds them that this is still a trip that is meant to be a test, so stay focused. They all agree, and do so. They continue their patrols and other activities, and that basically need to be done, and the last day of them being there actually arrives, and they hear from Aizawa that they are all good to go for the following day, and that the heroes are coming to take their place. Izuku hears about this, but wonders what happened in Japan that forced them to stay there anyways. Izuku and Luna tell the people who live and visit in the mountains of the island that they will be leaving soon. They all decide to show their thanks by throwing a massive feast. So that night, Luna and Izuku eat with the people at the campgrounds and have a relaxing day, especially compared to their first night. The next day, everyone says their goodbyes, and even the little kid tells Izuku that he is rooting for him. Izuku thanks him, and Aizawa picks the whole class up in a UI specialized plane. While on the plane, Aizawa then begins explaining some things.
Congrats, you all passed the test. You actually exceeded my expectations. But don't get a big head now. Now that you have all passed the test, the Hero Commission is giving you all provisional hero licenses. So you all will be able to join an agency on a work study.
They all celebrate, but Aizawa tells them that he's not finished and to shut up.
In Japan, something occurred. A battle between All For One and All Might. All For One was captured, but All Might is now retired. We kept this news from you so that you can focus on this. The League got away, unfortunately, but now it's not the time for all of you. Now is time for all of you to take that next step, and you already have offers for work studies.
They all check their phones, and a list of places actually show up, depending on the offers everyone received. Izuku sees that Gang Orca, Ryukyu, and many others actually offered him, but or a spot at a work study, but he has a good idea of where he wants to go. He begins to get excited until his excitement was interrupted by a video. There was a video going viral on the internet and everyone got notified about it. It was him saving those campers and even showed the speech that the boy gave. His whole class was actually shocked, and even Aizawa was shocked as well at what occurred, and they began asking him a bunch of questions like why didn't he tell them about all this stuff that happened, and he just tells them that he didn't know that the kid was recording and that he didn't really think that those other details even mattered. The class began congratulating him and told him that he's like famous now. Aizawa slightly smirks and tells Izuku that, like he said, being a good hero is all that matters, and that is proof of it right there. Izuku nods, and they all land back in Japan hours later. When they all land, tons of press swarm them all to talk to Izuku, but security gets them all away, of course. Izuku's phone begins blowing up again, but this time it's all these work-study requests, but he doesn't really care about all that, because he already decided to stay loyal to Gang Orca, someone who's definitely helped him in the past. After a day of rest, Aizawa told the class that it is now time to choose their work study, and they will also be moving into dorms, and they already actually spoke to the parents of everyone. Izuku, who has already accepted Gang Orca's request, is actually allowed to head over to his agency. He is greeted with open arms, and Gang Orca is actually happy that Fame didn't change his mind about coming to his agency. Come on, I would never not be loyal to you. Gang Orca pats him on the head and smiles.
Good to hear that, kid.
And that is a wrap for this part, the end of part 4. Okay, I want to say one thing before I completely close out the video. I hate spoiling stuff like this, but I want to say this off rip. This next part will be a completely new arc. Obviously, he's in Gang Orca's agency, and it really wouldn't make sense for him to participate in the raid on on the whole, you know, overhaul, that whole overhaul arc. It really wouldn't make sense. I mean, I totally could, right? I totally could somehow make it work, but I feel like let's have more fun. Let's do a completely different arc. So, if y'all have any suggestions for a villain, it could be a made-up villain, it could be an OC that you created or anything like that. If you have anything, let me know, because I'm down to do it. I could do some basic stuff, you know, like look up a villain that, like, you know, one of these side fillers that they did or whatever, and I could do that. But nah, that's lame. So comment down below if y'all have any villains. The next upload will be Martial Arts Deku, so y'all have like a day in between to basically let me know in the comments below what you want to see. And yeah, and then after that we'll have the finale. So we'll have 2 more episodes after this episode. So it'll be a total of 6 parts. So yeah, at the end of the day, I hope all of y'all enjoyed. If you did, make sure to leave a like, hit the sub button, comment down below, all that good stuff. And I hope all y'all have an amazing day. Later.